Welcome to the 2018 International Bernese Ladies Cup, the 50th edition, and we're into the final. Team Sinclair from the USA against Team Wang, Chinese Olympic team. 32 teams started, and we're down to the last two. Monica Walker, Vicky Persinger, Alexandra Carlson, Jamie Sinclair for the US team, Jing Yi Ma, Jin Lin Lu, Yang Su, and Bin Yuang for the Chinese team. My name is Armin Harder, and I'm here with Michael Schifferle. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Armin. Hello, everyone.
And we're here at the CBA Bern Helman, and here we see Team USA, or the American team anyways. And here's how they got here. Sinclair defeated Felcher 5-3 in the quarterfinal. Sidorova 9-6, and Wang 8-7 over Olympic team Muirhead 8-7, and then another Olympic team from Russia, Mozeva. Wang defeated them 8-3. So we're down to the final. And Wang defeated two of her Olympic contrahenden. Here we see Team USA again. Jamie Sinclair, skip on the left. And Team Wang, Betty Bin Yuang or Betty on the left. And those girls have had a lot of games behind them. And we see the pebbled ice here. Temperature 4.3. Steady for the last couple of days. Lots of curl. Stefan Rütlisberger, the local ice maker, with lots of international experience in this wonderful curling facility here on the Expo grounds in the capital city. How old is this building now? 10, 15, somewhere in there?
18, that's the 18th
18
season.
already, oh my.
Yeah.
And I remember the old club so well.
In its 18th season, we've actually just had the rocks replaced last year.
That's right, yeah.
So new rocks.
Caves of Scotland rocks. working well for you too. They've been curling all weekend. Oop, ice maker forgot to put the hacks in.
That's also something new in Bern. They normally take out the hacks after every end, so as to avoid the rocks crashing into the hacks and damaging the ice.
Of course, it's the final now. They've had a Swiss fresh scrape, and you gotta take the hacks out so you don't run over them. Teams are warming up, and Wang has the hammer. Now, I'm not quite sure how they decided that, because both teams came through the sea, so there must have been a draw. No, actually, we're still doing the draw shot. So they haven't decided who the hammer is. That makes more sense. Betty. Now, I'm not sure if this is her practice shot or the actual draw. Well, this is looking pretty good. The Chinese team, they've had their draw weight down all weekend. So I guess that was her practice, because they're firing that rock back up again.
Looks like it.
You don't have the option of taking it if it's good. You have to throw the second one. I thought that was pretty good. And different with the American team, Monica Walker piercing her, trying some drag effect there, because obviously that rock is a little warm. Monica, I don't know what they're doing, just warming up the sheet there. Warming up their brushes. Monica Walker throwing the draw shot for the American team. Well, she's the lead. The lead has to have good draw weight, right?
Right, so it is. So that's the skip.
Wang, and this one counts. Taking the out turn. So, of course, the closest to the center will have the advantage of last rock. Oh, look at this is even better than last. Did they oversweep it? Oh, they overheated it. So just touching the white. So Walker will try to be better than that. That was a sweeping error. If it got off that a little earlier, would have curled, it would have been right on the button.
It would, yeah.
But we're talking over 42 meters.
With a margin of error of about 20 centimeters.
Zero, yeah, forget it. You're fired. And the sweeper's not touching this at all. So Monica Walker was along with her practice rock, and yeah. Is it coming down now? It's coming down, but Chinese have the hammer. That was very close. It looks to me like it's a Chinese hammer. Yes. So with that, already an important win here before the game even starts. Who has the rights to the last rock in the first end? And we saw the Chinese make good use of the hammer when they have had it, and they've certainly been stealing a lot.
They have. When we look at the two semifinals, we had the Chinese who didn't have hammer actually in the beginning, but stole right away.
Somebody should call the police with all that stealing going on.
They should. And also the US team had a good semifinal. They were behind twice. They always replied with 3 points of their own, taking the lead again, and to put the pressure on the Russian team.
Here we see the rocks being used. And we had Mark Cullen with us for about 3 or 4 games this weekend. Mark Cullen, manager of K's of Scotland, and also a very experienced international ice maker for the WCF. So he Gave us lots of good information about these rocks. 19.96 kilos, somewhere in there.
This is still fresh.
Almost 40 pounds for those of you who...
Line's good. Running a bit.
I guess there's still people in
all
the world
there.
using pounds.
Line's real good.
So the leads of Monica
Line's really
Walker have had practice here. Actually, it's not a bad idea to get your lead to throw the first two rocks.
that
That gets
rock's a
her,
little
gives
curly,
her
so
a
I
big
didn't, like, go
advantage right
slow.
in the first to the end.
It does. She
Maybe
knows how
that's
to
why-
ice runs.
Maybe that's why they do that. And she gets it into a pretty good spot. And here's the difference from some of the other games we've seen. We did quarterfinal and the semifinal. Chinese team putting up a guard. There's no handle on this rock. This rock is, we don't know where it's going to go. It just picked up its own rotation. So maybe has something underneath it. And they're taking a look. But there's certainly no rotation on that. Anyways, doesn't matter. Didn't make it over the hog line. So that rock will come out of play. Happens. So we have a bronze medal game going on too, or for fourth place.
Line's
It will be
good.
quite interesting. It's a Moseva-Sidorova matchup. Bit of a grudge match going on there, I think.
Just do it. Whoa,
Moiseva
line's
having
good.
won the
Yeah, it's good.
internal Olympic
right there,
trials
you
in
got it.
Russia.
Rather easily,
let it die,
actually.
let it die.
4-1.
Good. That sits down too. It like picked up rotation.
So it'll be
instead of
interesting
off.
to see whether Sidorova can actually
No, I thought we were
reply
to it,
here.
though.
Well,
The two teams, of course, not playing for the win anymore, but there's
that's
still
right.
some.
So the only game that matters out here is this one. And this is the one we're covering. So Ying Yima throwing lead rocks. She was great in the semifinal. I don't think she missed too many shots. Couple of ones behind the tee line, and but she had great draw control. And we see again here. Look at that. That's perfect.
Perfect freeze onto that rock.
But the Chinese have been doing really well. They had a tough start at the beginning.
Yeah.
They struggled a bit.
Positive side
Lost a
still.
couple of games. But boy, they've gone 6 in a row now, I believe. We can look at that shortly as we watch Vicky Piersinger.
Line's good. Line's good. Just 5-6. Yep. 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 Gotta go. Yep. Hard. Hard outs. Hard outs. Go. Yep. Go. 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 Go.
Here we
Hard.
go.
Hard. Here's you guys. Nice.
Great shot. Good sweeping on part of the US team. And what you could see in this rock is how it really moves. If you miss the sweeping call on that ice, you will crash into the guards. Bingyu Wang now forced to throw a takeout. Open things up. She doesn't want to be caught on the wrong foot in the first end. Here we go. Nice throw, rolling to the side.
She was calling her sweeper not to sweep that corner guard too far. She wants that in place. Said,
Yeah.
don't be sweeping that out to the 12 foot. I want it right there.
Yeah. Easy. Easy. Room. Easy. Don't move. Lot of room. Miles.
So this team has played each other just once. It's been about almost a year ago. They played each other. Sinclair won 7-4. That was at the Humphreys Champions Cup.
I got a ton less on that, I thought.
World Curling Tour events.
You gonna make it?
顺时，
No.
还是刚才力量就行。
Now a chance for the Chinese to clean house. You could also get a nice roll of it if you hit it right.
我，嗨，小苗看头啊。
Oh, nicely done. And a little spin back. No,
Nope.
no spin at the end. Sometimes they spin right back again. I've seen a lot of smiles on this Chinese team today and yesterday.
Just control.
They've played a lot of extra ends, but
I
they
think
all
it'll
seem
move pretty good.
really in good
Yeah, me
spirits,
too.
and they're certainly getting
You
hot
like
at the
that?
right time.
Honestly, I'd rather roll out than jam it. So.
Olympics only being a few weeks away,
Well, they certainly do.
26 days or something, or
Short control. Like,
I saw an interview with the Swiss player yesterday, and he's counting the days already. I can imagine.
Wait if you can. Yep.
Yes, just short of shy of 1 month. That's the time to get into your top form for this season.
Take care of yourself and get lots of rest. And
11-1.
That one curling a little bit much.
这上记得啊。
Now giving a Chinese a chance to roll behind cover.
Yellow has the hammer. They get a hit and roll here nicely. They'll be in a pretty good position here already in the first end.
This one curling a lot as well.
Ooh,
Oh,
mistake there.
好球。内赛好吗？这
Just
滑
a
的
little
点
roll
小。
in's good.
So both these teams came through the C group. Both of them had 9 games up to now. So this is game number 10.
it's a lot of games.
20
Even
hours since Thursday night. 20 hours of ice time.
even for these teams who are in the gym almost every day, that's a lot of games in a short time.
It makes me tired just talking about that
Oh,
many
yeah.
games.
Oh. Yep, right in front. Yep. 8-6. Oh, now I get an angle.
Stats are evenly matched, although
That moved a lot.
steel efficiency from the Chinese team has been a little bit better, and we've seen that, of course. They've had some come from behind games just to qualify for the quarterfinals. They had to steal twice, 3 to get against Coast in the final, or the final of the C group.
Yep.
They were down 6-2. Had to make 2, steal 2, and steal 1 again in the extra end to win that game to even qualify. And again, they're wide on that shot. So they've been overthrowing some of these takeouts here, seems to be, or over icing.
You can guard or you can come under. Right?
That's the second one they've hit on
Guard,
the
make sure.
outside instead of the
You like
nose.
fighting? Don't think I do. No, I'm just checking. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Just tight. Right in front of it. Yeah.
Now we will see the US putting up a guard, protecting their own rock.
Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. That works. Didn't give it very much. Yep. Yep. Come on. A little bit early. Yep. Okay, line's good. Come on. Whoa, whoa, over and up. Whoa. Sit. Sit.
Well, does cover a bit, but leaves a chance for Wang for a downweight takeout.
She getting by? No. Just clips the guard.
Yeah. I'll throw it a bit more.
Oh, Sinclair will be looking at replacing that.
She's giving a little bit more ice to make sure it doesn't overcurl, and she's probably going to look
Just an
to
inch
place
more
it a
ice.
little bit closer to the
A
house.
little tighter. I'll be a little bit more positive.
Well done.
I kind of dropped the other one because
Reading
I thought I was all
your
there.
mind.
Same spot, just tighter.
Yep, those long guards really not too effective with this curl. So you want to be a little tighter, but not too tight, of course. Don't want to set up an easy double. Jamie Sinclair, her
Good.
last rock here in the first end. Trying to protect
No.
the counter on the corner of the forefoot. This has a lot of
Mine's
curling
good.
to do.
Mine's good.
Now it's coming
Close. Good. Yep.
really,
Yep.
really bending at the
Keep it
end.
going. Keep it going. Yep. Yep. Keep it going. Yep. Yep.
Now just sweeping it to finish it.
Really nice.
Perfect.
Just goes dead.
A really nice
sideways.
position there. And that'll force Betty to draw to the forefoot.
Yep.
Last rock here in the first end. Pinyu Wang from Harbin, China,
还可以啊，感觉啊
looking to draw for one against a
底线，
U.S. counter
哇，
in the forefoot.
底线
She
我
needs
开始
full
了，
forefoot.
哇，力量够了，
Line looks good. It's just down to the weight now. And it's looking pretty good. Whoa. Okay, we heard you. Well done. Right on the tee line. And that will give the Chinese team the early lead with 1 point, but she gives up the hammer.
那好似高质量齐。
1-0 after
感
one
觉
end of
他
play.
小丽一直带的时候，我就觉得不降速，那个球是一直在走的，跟我罚点走的那个点感觉不一样。我罚点是一出手，感觉那个球。
Yeah.
So we're back with the second end here at the Bernese International Bernese Ladies Cup, or Damen Cup as they call it in Switzerland.
And we have Jingji Ma, who will open for the Chinese team.
他咋够呢？好像。
That's a pretty good end. There's a couple of misses there by the Chinese that ended up forcing them to take one instead of making multiple points. They had a good setup, but just a couple of half shots. And that got Sinclair in a good position to force the 1 point on the Chinese.
Exactly. Chinese now opening classical with a draw to the forefoot. And Jamie Sinclair will throw up a corner guard.
The classical corner guard.
Save, man.
Exactly. To try and get her own use.
Yeah,
Both these teams very close in the ranking.
also like that.
Jamie Sinclair 15th, and Wang 17th on the world team ranking. And that's the total ranking year to date. Oops, I pushed that
Line's good.
too quick.
I got 70. Line's good. 3. Just 3.
Year to date,
Running pretty good.
Wang is
Looks-
at
yeah,
18,
4.
and Jamie Sinclair is at 11. That's for
I
this
thought
year
it was
to date,
big.
meaning
Coming off
since
that.
the beginning of the season.
I never thought that
So,
was where that's going.
Maybe
that's
a
for
little
sure.
bit of advantage to Sinclair, but I think
There's a hair heavy, but
the way the Chinese have been playing, they're getting really hot, so it's going to
Yeah.
be tough to beat.
And this one just slipping into the rings, coming too far, and now the Chinese have a chance to get rid of it.
If you're interested in seeing who's on the world ranking, just go to worldcurl.com. The world ranking men's, world ranking women's, mixed doubles world ranking. Of course, the World Curling Tour having all those categories. Nice setup now for Wang. She doesn't have the hammer though. Sinclair will just be looking at hitting and rolling over to the side.
sounds good.
Of course, #1 ranked team in the world, Jennifer Jones.
Yep. 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 All the way. Yep. 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 This is good weight. That works. 行，是3秒5。是啊。
So if you're wondering what the Chinese are doing now, they are what we call splitting the rings, putting another stone on the other side of the house. And the aim will be to force the US to take 1 point in this end and then get the hammer, meaning the advantage of the last stone back to the Chinese in the third end.
往边其实还是稍微滑一点，14秒5。
Has to stay in the rings though,
13
and
秒5，
same level.
3秒5。
Not too bad.
You'll probably just end up rolling beside it. I don't hate the freeze.
There's no reason Sinclair can't play aggressive here. The middle is open. There's no center guards.
Exactly.
She can get a little more on the offensive side. So this is an offensive play.
And she knows she's going to have to take the end. So you may as well try the freeze and try to get something going and create the deuce.
There's no great risk here.
Line's good. Line's good. Close.
76。
Yep. Yep. All the way. All the way.
6, 7.
Yep. Yep.
This is curl.
That's fine.
So much more.
That over curls. So with that, the Chinese are still laying 2, I believe. Yes.
9秒。
And Wang will just remove this red counter. No taking any risks. No need to. She just doesn't really want to roll behind the corner guard, behind the tee line. Keep this in front of the tee line. Sweeping it right away.
Chinese! Okay.
This one rolling quite a bit behind the tee
Yeah,
line.
that's not what you wanted. She was looking to hit it on the nose or just off the nose. That's why she called that on. So although the Chinese are laying with 3 rocks in the house, there's still no real danger for the U.S. team yet, because they're all behind the, or 2 are behind the tee line. Nothing out front.
That shorter split, but better ad. Bit of room. Line's good. Line's good.
This one's still got
Bit
some
of room.
curling
Easy,
to do.
easy, easy.
A lot of curling to do.
Easy.
It's
Easy.
coming
No, no,
in.
no.
I'll leave it
Yeah.
high. Don't want to bump off that, and it does.
Sorry, that was all us.
Just a little, maybe overswept.
Just a little.
And of course, bumping off like that, it's exposed.
打定打飞都行啊。
We're getting more yellow rocks
哦，
back
稍微
there.
给点劲儿，8
Like
秒
the
5 9秒。
Great Wall of China back there.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, the Great Wall of China be in front of the tee line would be one thing,
Would
but
be much better than one behind the tee line, yes.
OK， 我要。我。OK， 好球。
Yeah. Lots of stoppers back there.
oh, yeah. I wouldn't have minded the split, just get rid of both.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I need more. Yeah.
Now this gives a
Sinclair ever gets one in front of those, she's in pretty good position.
Added. Easy. Easy.
She needs to get one in a
Easy.
good spot pretty soon.
Easy. Oh. Oh.
That won't do
9-7.
it. Well, that'll give the Chinese team a chance to get something in front of the tee line. So missed opportunities here so far in this end from Team US, Team Sinclair.
稍微小一点。5 6，感觉力量小不够。加油，马女孩！踩呀 ！Go go go go， 来了孩儿！
This one looking rather light. The sweepers will have to work that one.
加油，马女孩！
劲儿太小了，
又水平14秒4。
She might draw around that now,
She might.
or just take it out, hit and roll.
Double and roll. Where'd that end up?
The thing
That
is,
doesn't do you much.
I think it's safe to hit and roll, maybe. It's getting
I
a little
can't
messy.
ever play a hard double and roll. No, off the top one. Try and do that and roll. No, that's too deep. No. You could hit and roll behind. Hit and roll beside it.
I think it'd be better to hit
not
the
bad.
top one, though.
yeah, if you
Yeah,
hit,
I'm
you
with you. I
should
don't
hit the
love,
one
like, I
in the
just-
top.
Yeah, I
Top
don't
12.
love it,
You're
but
going to be forced to one. Make sure
You
it's an
come
easy one and not a tough one.
or they
Around.
just run it. Yeah, I mean, could jam, but then you probably have 2 up here. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I like the hit and roll, I think. Normal? Okay.
They are going that way. Okay.
Well, you've still got the whole left side open for
Well-
a draw,
Just
but
normal.
Why not draw then? I don't mind hitting the top one. Keep it open. You're gonna. It looks like you're looking at a force of 1.
Yeah.
Make sure it's an easy one. Save it for another end.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
She's still trying to score 2 though.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
does get a roll,
Good shot, Alex.
but it's
Not sure whether that is actually shot wrong.
屁股掉也行，
It could be.
well, I don't think it really matters. I think no, they're not shot. But I don't think even if it was shot,
打
would
定打甩
matter.，
直接屁股掉都行哈。8秒8秒5，
Here we go. Got behind cover.
好，这是可以。
Now she can
我
draw.
感觉下来了，但到后来的时候没看下来。看花了。It's like on the other end. I was giving this, but I think I gotta go in. Just outside.
Yeah.
The easiest thing would be to draw in from the left-hand side, because if you draw in from the left-hand side and the Chinese then hit on it, there's a chance that the red one sticks to the one in the back.
I wonder if she maybe just more familiar or feel more comfortable with this path.
Then my guard. Okay. Probably a 3 seed.
You see there's a couple of spectators
T-line is okay.
up there. On the left-hand side you see the coach.
Derek Brown. The Scottish coach of the American teams.
Line's nice. It's there. Line's good. Line's good. I think it's
Keep
there.
cleaning.
That's really heavy. Line's good.
Close.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, line.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
line.
line.
Yep.
Yeah, line.
Yep.
Looks looking
Yep.
pretty nice.
Yep. 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 Hard. Hard. Yep. Go. 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 Hard.
Nice result.
Nice big call.
A little bit heavy, but ends up in a okay spot.
按那个罚点的时候那点是。
Oh, that'll force Wang to draw herself. She could play the raised takeout, but if she misses it, she gives up 2. So she's thinking the draw is a little easier, and maybe there's an opportunity to steal.
3秒5。
She can get behind that yellow rock and get in front of that red one.
行。8区，9、8区、9区，对。
This team plays out of Harbin, China, up in the northeast part of China, close to the Russian border.
Sweeper staying right off that, it looks.
It's a little warm, I think.
Yeah.
It's very warm. That's going to sail right through. So, with that miss,
I mean, you just threw this
Sorry,
side,
take it.
but it's going to be hard.
这个多少力量？
I think I have more.
Sinclair has a draw to the forefoot for
You guys okay with this turn? I mean, she fed it hard and was here.
okay. I don't know why she wouldn't throw that same one.
Normally you
Like
would expect someone to throw the same rock they just threw.
Okay.
But she doesn't seem to trust the path with the curl, so. Okay, let's take this side.
It's like halfway.
She needs it close to the forefoot. Doesn't need to be in the forefoot, but close to it to score 2.
Just got to be
So
solidly
good
footed.
get in by Sinclair. Didn't panic with all those yellow rocks around. There was nothing out front. And still ends up with a deuce opportunity. Jamie Sinclair from Anchorage, Alaska, living in St. Paul, Minnesota at the moment, like
Line's nice.
the rest of them.
Definitely less. Line's good.
Two of the girls from Alaska,
Running. Just T.
one from Minnesota,
Line's
and
good. Line's good.
Monica Walker from Boston. So last rock here in the second
14-3,
end.
Yep. You're good. You're
Sinclair
good.
trying to score 2. Making that
This
look
side's really nice.
easy. And it does curl a little less on that side, probably. That's why she took that. And with that score of 2, she takes a 2-1 lead after 2 ends of play here at the International Bernese Ladies Cup.
And the one that was through was a 12-9 going this way.
So far, both teams looking pretty good.
And the one who did through
Not
was
too many misses. We had 1 or 2 opportunities on both sides. But looking to be a good game so far.
Both of these teams in their hand. Here we see the score. And that should be that one down there at the bottom by Wang should be a 0. Thank you. 2-1. And of course, we're a production partnership with World Curling TV, World Curling Federation, producing 4 events with the World Curling Tour this season. Appreciate that partnership. It's been great. And gives us an opportunity to show a lot more curling, high-level WCT events.
still running.
5 world champions started this weekend.
Trying to move. Starting to move.
They did. One of them made it
Really close.
to the quarterfinals.
2 of them made it. To
2 of
the
them?
quarterfinal, yeah. Felcher and
Nice shot.
Oh, and
actually
of
3 of
course-
them. 3 of them made it to the quarterfinals. Muirhead also.
Exactly, and one is still kicking.
Yeah.
Wang, having been world champion in
The old,
2009.
the one with the world champion title, the furthest away,
Yeah.
2009. And she also managed in the quarterfinals, taking down
颈线操，2-3。
2 of her, yeah,
2, yeah.
took down Muirhead in the extra end, 8-7. So that's a team she'll face at the Olympics. And then she defeated 8-3 in the semifinal Moseva, who's another Olympic team she'll face in Pyeongchang. So sending signals already. and
Not making
and
it down to sleep anyways.
And the Chinese had to come the long way.
they had to go the long way. That's right. Yeah.
They qualified in December
Nice,
in
nice.
the
Same line.
Olympic qualifier for one of the last 2
Curling
spots.
early.
And it seems like they could
good.
peak at the right time.
Line's good.
So far, the form certainly is looking up.
They were certainly the favorite going into that qualifier,
Yep, yep,
and
yep.
they managed to hold up. The men's team, which I thought was a favorite to go in, didn't manage to qualify.
Good shot.
12
I'm not
秒
gonna give that down anyways.
Denmark from the men's. Denmark and Italy qualified. Italy a bit of a surprise. They were happy about that. And on the women's side, it was China and
OK，哇，猜猜呀
Italy as well, I believe.
no, I don't think
Was it?
Italy.
，yes，哇呀，嗨，雪莉
We'll figure it out. Lost it for a second there. Oh, just rubs on the guard. This is it. If you're going to hit that guard, make sure you hit it good.
Same way. Just the 2's good.
So this gives an opportunity to
It's a
Team
hair
Sinclair
warm
to
on
put
Game
up
On.
another guard, protecting its shot draw.
I had her middle. Probably fine. Line's good. 2. Just 2. Just 2. Got room.
Would have liked that one to curl a little bit more. But in the end, Wang will have to open up anyway, so that's what she does. An opportunity there to clear everything up. Jin Liu throwing second rocks for China.
Yeah,
Nice shot. All gone. Open house again.
It was, I believe, Denmark that secured that second spot for the in Pilsen.
Clean. Oh, yep. Good. Even those, you can see it. You can see the break point. It's crazy. Good sweep, Alex. Oh yeah, you know, I'm down on the edge.
It was Denmark that qualified in Pilsen as a second team with Madeleine Dupont as skip.
High.
And also Danish men, of course.
Okay.
Here we go, the Danish men having come back from a time where they had to go back to the B group in the European Championships.
Well, they're down in the C right now from this year's Europeans. The Danish team that represented Denmark didn't do well in the B and ended up down in the C, so we'll see next year's Europeans. They'll have a long road back up again.
It's a lot.
So you got a team going to the Olympics and the other one going down into the C. Obviously, it wasn't the same team at the Europeans.
Oh, it's fine. Good.
Yeah, they went from the B all the way up into the A and then qualified for the Worlds and were silver medalists in Basel at the World Championships.
Exactly.
And then the following Europeans, they dropped down to B again. So, and this year they sent another team from Denmark and they didn't do very well at all. They ended up down in the C. But they qualified. The other team,
Qualified for the Olympics.
Rasmus Sterne, qualified for the Olympics.
Back in our final, we have no guards left, so we will see a quick end, hits exchanged, and then probably a blank end at the end.
No, never.
If you're not familiar with curling, you may ask yourself, why do they
I got more.
blank ends? The reason behind that is simply that having last rock advantage is a big advantage, obviously, because you can do something with your last rock and the opponent cannot react. And if you score, you lose that advantage. So instead of scoring 1, you would rather just blank the end, score 0, and take hammer, as we call it, next to the next end.
感觉劲儿有点大呀。确保进来，哇，有点大，下线擦，哇，力量有点大。OK， 哇。
This gives us an opportunity to have a quick look at the other match that is going on. This is the small final, third, fourth place,
13秒2。
where we have a score of 2-1 for Victoria Mosiva against Anna Sidorova.
往这边打，稍微死点。
It's normal, right on nose. My hair in's okay. Speed's good. Okay.
I think those teams have seen each other enough this year.
Probably, yeah.
Easy, clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Ooh, that's got to go.
Hard.
It's curling.
Yep. Go, go, go. Hard.
It just gets a piece of it.
That's why I threw rockets on mine. No. 9-2.
Sweepers
9-2.
just hung on to that.
That was good. It just comes hard off there. No. That's fine.
So, Wang will try and put one on the right-hand side in the 12-foot, somewhere in front of that red rock at the back, although I don't think that will factor in because it's quite a bit of ways out of the rings. It could bounce back in again, I suppose, and roll to the back of the house.
Good, yeah.
It's high enough. Even just the optical effect could be
Enough. I mean,
enough to irritate.
you need a miss from the Americans anyway, so you may as well place it there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And she almost did miss it in that spot. That's pretty good. And we see if she does just get on the inside of it, on the right-hand side of the rock, she might just bounce it off that red one and it could roll back in again. No, I'm not expecting that to happen, but she has seen this line once already, so that'll help her for this shot, I would think.
It should, yeah.
It's not like she's going out here for the first time. And her last rock came pretty hard at the end. Jamie Sinclair, her last rock here in the third. Looking to remove that
Clean. Clean. Oh.
Chinese counter. Oh, they're backing off right away. Oh, she hangs around too.
7-8.
Oh, nasty.
Ends up in a good spot.
Yeah, well. Now, she'd rather hit it from the outside, but she got to make sure that she doesn't hit the boards before she hits the rings.
Rock, yeah.
Hitting it from the inside could be. Sinclair left that in a nasty little spot. That was not nice at all. Got to hit the rocks before she hits the boards.
Hey.
She gets sticks it. So it's a great little shot there from Sinclair, leaving that rock there. That causes the force. And with that, ties the game at 2 each, but Sinclair gets back the hammer.
Exactly.
We call the cheap hammer because it only cost her 1 point. Betty, yeah, couldn't get out too much further with that. She was going to hit the
No,
boards.
you couldn't. And if you hit the boards, then the game is, or the rock is burned.
Stopped, yeah.
I actually saw that happen once here. We used to have a World Curling Tour event, the Bund Trophy in Bern. And in Scotland, apparently, if there's sheets that are a bit not as wide, so you can play across the board or across the line and then come back in. And it was a semi-final where a Scottish team actually didn't realize that this wasn't possible in Bern. So there was a big discussion whether back in.
That must have been a recreational team, though.
下线5下线
I know there was clubs in Switzerland that were like that too. The old club in Lucerne was like that. But we've got a lot of new clubs here, or they've been rebuilt. Some wonderful clubs in Switzerland, all 44, 45 curling facilities, 2 8-sheeters, and there are lots of 6 and 5 sheeters, 4 sheeters.
They just built a new one in Brick this year.
Brick. Well, you have to explain to our viewers where Brick is. But it's on Lake Thun, isn't it, or somewhere near there? Or
Brick
am I
is
totally off?
No, it's in the canton of Valais.
Valais, right?
Valais, yes.
Right.
So if you're from abroad, you may know Zermatt, with the famous mountain on the chocolate.
I was thinking of Spitz. I wasn't thinking of Brick. That's correct. Of course, we are on the World Curling Tour. It is viewable on Obervallis TV.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that on your TV station. You can tune into World Curling Tour games.
先等一等下线球员
And of course, we have a
三区
curling event, tour event down in that area in Champéry.
Champéry, yes.
It's a great event in October. It's good money too. So Chinese trying to set up for the steal again. They've been very good at that.
Line's good. Line's good.
Now we see here the difference between
Line's really
the
good.
semifinal
10,
and
two.
this here Sinclair's tactics. She's
Coming down.
not trying to do anything with those 2 rocks. She's going around the corner guard, or at least trying to go around the corner guard.
This one a little bit heavy,
Yeah.
but that's what you would normally do if you want to score 2. You go around the corner guard and then worry about stones towards the
双
middle.
拳这儿
Betty's not happy with the one on the top of the 12 foot. She'd rather be in the 4 foot. Can't steal in the 12 foot normally. 12 foot being the red rings.
5 6区
Qingling Lui.
OK 哦哦哦
This one looking a bit heavy as well.
下线啊，要擦下线，擦下线，下线，下
Slowing
线，下
down
线，
now.
下线，哈儿，再来点，再来点，再来点，再来点，再来，再来，再来，再来，再来，再来。
So you could see Betty realized this one was not going to be behind cover, and it was not going to stop early enough. So she decided to
End
sweep
up rolling out. That's okay.
to take away the opportunity to hit and roll onto the button.
And now this is the first opportunity here that Sinclair can take a run at that center guard. Remove it from play. Vicky
Easy.
Piersinger.
Easy. Yep. Oh. 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 That works. That's fine.
Just
I got
clearing it,
8-6.
rolling away.
My eyes are.
站这
I
块
thought
儿
it
就
was-
行，稍微靠外一点儿。
Betty wanting to replace that guard. It's a bit of an endurance game for both these teams. This is the 10th game for either one.
OK，
Felcher and Moseva are the only teams that qualified through the A with 4 games.
我3区
These
等一
teams
等。
had to play 7 games before they got into the quarterfinals
下线，下线，哈儿，
because
哈
they
儿，
took
哈
the
儿，
long
哈儿，
road
哈儿，
through the sea.
哈儿，踩，要。
By the end of this, they'll have over 20 hours of curling, and that takes some endurance in the 4-day period. Lots of concentration and
我说不好，你这个出手。
It does. 2 of these games were
Stay
today,
nice,
so
I
that's
think.
the 3rd game.
it makes me tired just talking about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Let alone throwing and sweeping.
I believe
Forget
it's the
the
same.
sweeping. That would kill me. They're young.
9. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Gotta go. Hard.
Gonna have the top
Keep
one.
going.
Ooh, just gets past the guard.
Fine. Okay.
And she ends up jamming on the back. Now the setup's good for another draw in there. They're a little staggered.
Yeah.
And from the outturn side, she can get good cover on them.
4区5区，比底线练近就行。
Although that red one is open and accessible for driving straight back. So Betty here is keeping the play to the middle, wanting to steal.
And was 1 guard and 1. Well, you could still call it a guard, even if it's biting with 2 guards up in front. It's not looking too bad for them.
No, but 1 miss could cost you 2.
哦，下线啊，下线，
So each rock counts here.
哇，4-5，5区可以，嗨，up，up。
Line's looking pretty good. Does it have enough weight? Yes, it does.
Gets in a nice spot in there.
Yeah.
14秒3。
Bit of a headache. Gotta keep hydrated. Chinese have a Canadian physical trainer with them. He's been keeping them, stretching them, keeping them warm. Oh, look at this. Oh, just got the jab on the back. That was almost cleared everything. The center guard's gone.
Unfortunately, so is the red one on top of the house. Betty calling for another guard.
The yellow one has now moved up a couple of rocks. It was in the back of the 8 foot. It's now in the 4 foot though.
And it's not in such a bad position to steal if you can keep it.
It's a little bit better, yep. So guard now. So Betty continues to
OK。
put pressure on.
OK， 我。
One miss here though.
OK，
This rock is really important. Get in the right spot.
下线，我下线要，嗨，前里嗨，前里要。
Nicely done. Not so easy to
But not
put
big.
guards onto rocks when it curls as much
I
as
think
it
the fourth's
does.
real tough. Yeah, I don't think they're sticking around. I mean, I got half of it. I don't know if I stick a court, then I make a better draw.
So next
Yeah,
week,
but you need
many
to
of
go
these
down
teams, and I
late to
know
keep your shooter, and
that
if you're tight, you're
Betty
just
will
taking
be
mine.
heading to Glasgow for
Yeah.
the Glen Hill ladies.
What else do you like?
Big slam event in Canada too for some of the top teams.
Guess I don't mind it if you do
Work.
wreck the guard.
Curling tour action, lots
As long as it's
of events. About 233 events right now in total
For how hard it warps, I
on
can
the
go
tour,
half of the other time.
with the combination of the Champions Tour
I
and the
don't
World
mind,
Curling Tour
like,
last
tipping
summer.
it this way and rolling your shooter on. 'Cause I think I can throw like just through to hack. I like that angle better. But I do have half of it on the outside. I'm not loving this port. Like it looks,
I hate it.
it looks way bigger from the other side.
I think just play this tick.
Just play that.
Yeah, get your shooter in behind here. Like,
Okay.
I like hack.
Okay. Yeah. gonna play a tick. Tick the center one and roll on with hack.
So we see here, decision has been called to tick the yellow guard. Ideally, stick around with the red one, rolling off to right-hand side of the sheet.
Easy. Yep.
Not the easiest shot in the world.
Hard. Yeah. Hard.
Well, for us there.
Hard. Yeah. Hard. Keep going. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard. You got it. Gotta go. Hard.
On the guard.
Yep. On. Yep.
Opens it up.
Hard. Hard. Keep going. Go. 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 Oh, that's close. Good. Just a little
We
light,
see.
Sorry.
A little bit too much, otherwise it would have been perfect.
Yeah,
light.
she
I thought you got
pushes
it
a
enough
second
with that feed,
She wanted to
rock in the house.
roll in with her own red. Wang now replacing the guard again.
This is coming a little deep. He didn't want to go in that far. That means with a hit double now, Sinclair has another one in the house. That wasn't a great shot from Betty.
No, it wasn't the plan.
Okay. I like that. It runs pretty nice.
Yeah,
I feel
if
like.
it takes off, just get the roll behind there.
Right.
I would guess.
Line was great, but it's just too far in. So
Okay.
Sinclair can double these out and lay
a hair mutt.
two.
For
Maybe even get a
I don't
little
mind a hair
roll.
less because the roll is fine.
Right.
Just gonna throw a solid normal. Aim for a 9. Is the hair low side?
High side meaning the left side of the rock, low side meaning the inside the center line side of the rock.
Right, and the numbers we just heard, that refers to their takeout weights. Depends a bit on how the teams set it up. She's called for a 9.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah!
Whoa.
Yeah! Yes!
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
8-1.
That hit and roll double. All because Betty's rock was just that much too long. She wanted to stay out in front of the rings. Now she's got her work cut out
Yeah, I mean, it was a plan B.
for her not to end up giving up more than 2.
And with just 30 centimeters too far, you go from looking good for a steal to being in trouble.
One mistake though, but we said that early. So you could take one mistake, and Sinclair's got 2, and now she may have an opportunity for 3, depending what Wang does with this. And I think she's trying to draw around the guards on the right-hand side of the sheet here. Come down to the back one, maybe. Freeze on top of the back one. That's got a curl away. It looks pretty good.
The line looks good as well.
Wait in line. It wants a freeze.
Come a
Nope.
bit more.
Doesn't want to bump. Oh, that's looking pretty.
Backline? To hack? I think you can play hack.
Did she get enough?
She was here, but
She get enough movement on that?
You can probably see enough that you.
A little bit straighter this
Oh,
way.
that's a good shot.
It's a good shot. Yeah.
That's nice.
Solid back line.
Okay.
She can try, could poke it out. Doesn't need to move it too far. I'm sure Betty would have liked to have had that over to the right. Another rock or so.
The guard by a lot. Okay.
Yeah, that did have lots of room by the guards, so Sinclair's thinking she could get to the face of that. Punch it back.
Just
Make
3
her-
rocks or so.
Make her 3 that way.
Like a just solid back line. Yeah. Okay.
It's a tough shot.
For back line.
Attempt for 3 here.
You do that.
Last rock in the 4th end. 3 would be big in this game.
So the sweep is jumping onto that right away.
Off. Off.
Got a little more than back line though. This might be a little
Yeah.
heavier than what she wanted. This is more hack. So misses it completely. Gives up a steal of 1. Wow. Bit of a Hitchcock end there, back and forth.
Yeah. A little bit of a. You do have a tendency with those shots to slightly overthrow them.
That was just a little too heavy, that's all. Yep. Just a good attempt. Just quite a bit too heavy, actually. And with that, another steal for Chinese. Well, not another one in this game, but certainly another one accumulated throughout the tournament. With that 1 point in the 4th end, Wang will take a 3-2 lead over Sinclair here at the Bernese International Bernese Ladies Cup or Curling Tour action live coverage. And the Polar HD crew who've been with us for the last couple of years from Riga, Latvia, doing a great job again. And Niels and Gehrmans, and the camera crew, all doing a super job. I'm glad I'm not a cameraman. I'm standing out there and I get cold. I have to say that because they bring me beer from Latvia.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Good beer. No, they've been providing us great pictures all season long.
Wang going for the steal again.
OK，哦，下线，下线，下线，下线，哦，下线，下线，往下带一带，下一线，下一线，哦，up hard hard，哦，up hard hard，
Nice draw.
13.5。
Line's good.
Back line.
Easy.
Just through.
Close. Whoa. Whoa.
Almost hack.
No. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's fine.
A little heavy here. Giving the Chinese an opportunity to put another rock in.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on this team, making them work for it. Jin Lin Lui, also from Harbin.
Like the rest of them.
Yeah. Just a small town in China. Only has
Small town meaning couple of million.
9 million. It's
9
a
million
small
inhabitants.
place.
You can fit the entire population of Switzerland and
Yeah.
still have room to spare.
This one set up a double here for Sinclair. I just bounced off that. Didn't come down far enough. A little bit heavy. Yeah, when you consider Shanghai and Beijing are all 30 million plus or so. What's 9 million?
Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Oh. 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 Alex. Alex. Alex.
She only gets the one.
Good. I thought so too. Yeah. It was great weight. No, I thought.
来一个，5区、4区都可以啊。
I'd be tempted to have this guard a little bit longer now, I think. Although you can get at it from the outside, eh? Out turn. Probably could.
You could, yeah. But
You can pick it with the out turn, so might as well be in the house. This is a little bit wide. It's got to curl a lot at the end.
哇，下线。
Coming down now. Doesn't want it to bounce.
or to set up an angle.
Just a little bit heavier every time.
心里就感觉行。
I mean, that's not terrible either. Yeah. Yeah, same thing, Vic.
So trying to move things around a little bit to get the roll and then maybe get your rock into position to use it later on.
Vicky Piersinger.
Oh. Yep. Oh. Oh.
She's going to hit it on the outside.
Oh. That's what I was going for, but
Yeah. That's okay.
Walker was sweeping that red one to hope it spins in at the end.
I mean, that was a tough.
It was out of the house,
Yeah,
but she
a little
was
heavier.
sweeping it for the spin, but I don't think she'd have got it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So that changes the positions of the rocks. Not quite the way Sinclair wanted. Yangtze trying to hit and roll inside maybe. We're working it hard. Oh, this is curling hard. So might take out our own. No, just gets enough of the red. That actually works out for the Chinese. Really hard now with all these games they've been playing, and this is the third game of today. Just keep focused for the last 3-4 ends.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
45 minutes left of this game. Got to stay focused. Don't want to let up.
Yep.
Came this far.
Yep. Easy. Easy.
That's the thing. The first couple of ends you can surely find some reserves, but now it's really also a question of who can stay mentally fit and keep the concentration.
Oh, you got to dig deep.
By a thread. 10.
甩，把甩进来也可以。10秒。大往里甩呢？啊，大往里甩。哦，可以。打11秒一辆。也行。
So you got a couple options here. A little hit and roll to the inside. Or the double and roll away from the center. I think the nose hit is probably the worst option.
Absolutely.
Or the hit and roll out completely. That would not be a good option either.
And from the Chinese point of view, for them it's important to... They wouldn't mind to steal, but basically they are happy if they can force Team Sinclair to 1. Because that would mean that they get the hammer back in the 6th end.
6th end's very important, and we got the double the
We
other
got
way.
the double, yeah. And if you've got hammer in the 6th, chances are big you have it in the 8th. And basically so that you can have the last say of the game. Which could, as this is quite tight, could be a deciding factor.
Better release. Whoa, whoa.
Easy. Oh. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, go back, yep.
And that was a nose hit.
9-8.
Alexander Carlson.
可以当正面甩，然后10秒。行。
Playing third rocks for this Sinclair team.
10秒就行。我感觉场地变直了，有点。哦，单往里甩是。
Sweepers being called off and on, usually a good sign.
Didn't get the roll.
歌词配太直了。
Probably have a draw on my second one. It's either
Yeah.
that or I give her backing. She's just going to come around.
She's gonna come around. Okay, I like that. Just short of the forefoot.
Just inside edge.
Well, Sinclair switching to offense here, ignoring the
2 yellow counters.
2 yellow counters and trying to get into the forefoot behind the center guard.
Got
Yeah.
me solidly full 8.
The reasoning being that she will have to draw anyway, and if she
Yeah.
makes the hit and roll, she's probably not going to be shot
You
rock.
thinking like a 90?
Depends a bit on how you hit it.
All right. Top 8, top 4 is good. Should warp at the end.
First skips rocks here for Jamie Sinclair in the 5th.
Line's good. Line's good. Easy.
Down by 1 with the hammer.
We want to be at 9.
A lot of room.
On 9.
Now it's coming
Yep,
down.
yep,
When he
hard
gets
on.
in that
Hold that
slide
good. Yep,
path,
yep.
it'll dig in.
Hold on. Good.
Oh, nice shot.
Oh, nice shot.
Good.
And
然后它悬科一下。
any deeper, and there's that angle raise. That angle raise is still there, but it's not that easy.
这马本身就很实，啊，那是真
I
的。
wonder if Betty will just draw down to that.
就是按静营力量呗。
对，按正常进行力量就行，粘上那个就行。白边儿的点，好。上把最后一头，上把最后一头是这块这个点，是不是？第一局的时候，对吧？然后，还按这个来就行。对。旋进。好。对，进营。
哎，第一局是一半一半的点，力量大了下去了。
China with the draw here. This one a little heavy,
Yeah.
not curling enough, giving the opportunity now to Jamie Sinclair to get a second one in and score her deuce.
Red guard. It's gonna be tight. Okay. Yeah, it should be okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You got it. I had a
And we would call
12-8
that
on
a
hers.
Skip's deuce.
So-
Skip did all the work.
Slow. So it's just gonna be a little cute to that corner guard. That's all.
It's a tight game over there between Sidorova
Okay.
and Moiseva.
All right. Piece of the four, guys.
Both teams not giving each other anything.
A bit of a grudge match.
Yeah. Probably not too much love lost between the two.
They see each other a lot, and that's normal, competitive. Once they retire, they'll all be great friends.
True, true.
Line's close. Easy. Line's good. Easy. Stay Monica. Easy. Line's
Ooh,
fine.
this
Line's
is-
good.
Line's
Line's
good,
good.
yeah.
Wait only.
Gotta stop.
Line's really good.
It's starting to get in that sliding path. Will it come to a stop? Yes, it will.
2.
So there we are.
All done.
Score now being 4-3 for Team Sinclair. And we are in the sixth end, entering the sixth end of the International Bernese Ladies Cup. It's 50th edition, live from Bern in Switzerland. It's an 8-sheet curling rink, one of the biggest in Switzerland.
I mean, it
There's
did go
two
pretty-
8-cheaters in Switzerland.
Yeah, the other one being in Basel.
Arlesheim, yeah. That's on 2 floors.
It's on
though.
2 floors, yes. We're probably the only one in Bern that has 8 sheets beside each other
In
Switzerland.
Switzerland, yes. Yes. Here we see the score, 4-3. There's one more 8-sheeter in Europe. That would be in Stockholm. Dunderrit Curling Arena, where the Stockholm Ladies Cup takes place every September. That's a great event too. We covered all of that. So we're down to the last two ends.
Line's good.
Wang has the hammer here in the sixth.
Line's good.
1 point deficit.
It's close. Hard, Vic. Hard, Vic. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. It's pretty good. Good job.
For one sweeper. I still had some in the tank.
Shinima opening for the Chinese.
下线，猜猜2区3区下线。Hurry！ 猜猜猜猜猜猜，下来一点。
Looking for the corner guard.
Nice shot.
That's new Chinese, isn't it?
New Chinese.
Say hair tight. Hey, line's good. Just split center. Let it die. Nope. 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 Nope.
This one's slipping a bit too far.
10秒。
The angles are okay though. If the Chinese really hit and roll over, she will keep one of the red ones around.
S. Hard. 全力 S. Hard. L. Hard. 全力 L. Hard.
Nose hit is not bad either. Don't want to bounce like this though.
OK， 好球。没有10秒9，还行。
Yep. No, I like staying around. Yeah.
I don't think it's not gonna. It doesn't get us anything.
Well, yeah.
Like a 9. Yeah.
So nose hit is the call.
I wasn't quite sure. I'm not quite sure what the discussion was. We're splitting the rings here, trying to force
Yep.
Wang into one.
Yep.
Blank the 7th, keep the hammer in the 8th. Or just roll
Good weight.
it. That seemed like to me that's what you called, that you wanted to roll out, and I wasn't quite sure.
I think that the first call was like that. I'm not sure what the result of the discussion was then. I think I would have liked to stick around.
Eddie going behind the corner guard now. That's the thing about the...
OK， 下线啊，要擦下线擦。不能擦了，好像要出去。
你着急问他，咱俩就看就行，没事儿。他这个给的还挺明显的呢。从我这角度看。不然。
Yeah, we'll stay in touch.
你这块在这学。
She won't be happy with that draw.
No.
Good opportunity here for Americans to get rid of that corner guard. Gotta hit it though. Didn't need to take out the back one.
No. Missed opportunity there.
Well, both of them made a mistake. One drawn too long. And didn't miss it by much, but still a miss. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Exactly.
现在 OK 啊，只是力量。5，踩呀，hard，全力 S，hard 小麻下线，hard 踩呀，踩，再往下，
And that didn't finish much, that rock.
他这个冷静了。
A lot of smiles on that Chinese team
I'm
all
thinking
day.
just hack. I have
Oh, they
a quarter.
won 6 matches in a row to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I threw board at this
if
line.
that ever had happened to me, I would have been smiling too.
Oh! Oh! No! Never! No! Vicky! Vicky, yep! Hard, Vic! Yep! Hard! Yep! Hard! Go hard! Got it! Go! Hard! Hard! Center! Center! Good shot, Alex. Nice sweep, Vic.
Here we go. Picked it out. Stuck around.
7. I thought just... It was... I thought...
Hit and roll, double.
开草，hard 点线，hard 全力踩，hard 点线全力，hard。
That one overcurved by quite a bit.
Yeah.
出来点小了。
And now if you can
In fact,
hit and stick there, you're not looking too bad for the force.
yep! Clean? Yep! Yep! Hard! 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 7. Nope. Good.
Would have liked
Great sweep, guys.
to have no roll at all.
Close it at 9-5.
There's
Okay.
She's freezing on the back, I think.
You're right. Hmm.
Definitely wants to make her 2.
踩呀，hard。
Certainly be ideal. Make 2 here, go up 5-4, give up 1 in the 7th, and come home with a hammer tied up. That's the goal.
That's the goal, yeah. But in order to get there, you need the perfect freeze.
You can always play the straight draw.
Yeah, that freeze is not that good.
下去了哈。
It's a really nice shot, but it's just
It just isn't
off.
enough.
It's just not enough.
I don't mind even a hair
The
more.
weight's perfect, and the line was just off a little bit, but it's not perfect. And those freezes need to be right on the nose. Jamie will come down and
Yeah.
just make
Remove
that
the
yellow
one, yeah.
disappear.
3/4. I think we'll move, yeah. 3.
And the speed's good, right?
This one's moving already.
Well,
It was a little soft, but it just curls like mad.
Straight tight.
seems to be curling a little more from the right to left. I don't know if that's just my impression in this end or something's changed, but
They were on that rock right from the beginning.
I bet he could go behind the corner guard.
Mhm.
Just draw behind the quarter guard. Don't set up a double.
打这边的话，他打成双飞容易留在前面，对不对？打这个的话，打成双飞是后头。在想是往这儿投还是往边上投？往边上投旋不下去的话，反正也有双飞的点。对，我要是往后区这块呢，他不可能选择粘贴吧？
不能粘贴，因为他还没说打甩，
对吧？他打甩的话，那我就往前区，往后区这块可以。往后区这块。是，但问题是旋过去的话就容易有双飞，是趋向的事。
Little team conference there.
Sure.
But yeah, go behind the corner guard.
区也行，到这儿的话，57这个区就行。
Then you're more or less bound to make your two.
Well, Sinclair will just, she'll have to hit that.
8区也不好，7、8不好。
The yellow one in the back.
Well, the open one, obviously. Maybe stick it on the nose and
因为那是4秒5，
force Betty to make a hit on it, and she'll have to stick around. But I think the deuce, with that miss, the deuce is it's pretty well set up. She wants to make sure she gets around this guard enough not to set up a double. At the same time, she'll need to be second shot.
She does, yeah. Betty coming into. A little bit nervous there, but
Well, she's
directed far enough.
been
And
really good with those clutch draws. Perfectly placed.
Throw firm. Yeah. So we stay for shot. She has to hit us.
Yeah, she'll want to make the Chinese throw a hit at this. So she'll want to keep her shooter in play. She doesn't want to give him an easy draw. So she'll want this on the nose. And that should keep her shot at the back. Jamie Sinclair, last rock here in the 6th end for her. Trying to keep Chinese down to no more than 2. Well, she gives her the free draw. That had a lot of weight on it. You want to make sure of it. So that freeze down to the back of that rock paid off for the Chinese. And she's got a whole house to draw to here in the 6th to give her a lead.
No problem there.
Piece of cake. And with that,
这个我尝试给了一
the
点
score
点
goes to 5-4. The hammer switches to the American team.
好完了，尽量靠的稍微近一点哈，然后小兵也近一点。加油！
Blank is okay. One's not the end of the world. Right. Worst case, we're shortening the game, but we're getting rid of an extra head, you know. Right. Yeah. So.
Mine doesn't matter so much on mine.
And there we see the score, 5-4. Check out the world ranking on the worldcurl.com site. All the scores and results from events around the world. And make sure you like us on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Register on YouTube. So we're coming down to the crunch here, the close of the last two, possibly maybe 3 ends of the International Bernese Ladies Cup, the 50th edition of this event.
好吃。
We're into the final. Both these teams have had a lot of games. Both came through the C group, having lost 2 games. So this is their 10th game in total. Been a long weekend for them. Congratulations to the organizers. Put on a great event. And of course in this wonderful facility here in the CBA, the Almend. Bern, great place to come. They got lots of tournaments going on too. You're on the board, are you not, Michael?
I am, yes. We used to have more tournaments on actually, but there's still quite a few going on. So if you're watching us from anywhere in Europe, if you're one of the top teams, you've probably played here, being it at the Ladies Cup or the International Mixed Doubles, or earlier on when we used to have the Bund Trophy or the Bern Open. And if you are a recreational curler, come to us to Bern. There's about 10 tournaments, 10 Bonspiels a year, and they always love to have people from far and near come here, try out the facilities.
And if you've never been to Bern, it's
No.
certainly one of the prettiest cities around.
That it is.
You would say that, you're from here.
I'm from here, yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
It is a very pretty city. Wonderful backdrop for the international.
Just normal. Yeah. Because there's no way to drop it. So.
I think Sinclair would like to blank this end, keep the hammer into the 8th. Make her 2 there to win.
Yep.
Betty would like to force Sinclair into 1.
Nice sweeping.
10.
正常击打，先打掉为主。
10.
And then have the hammer coming home.
Coming home, yes.
Being even. She didn't want to roll out there. She wanted to keep that in play.
And Jamie Sinclair has just made up her mind. I think she was tempted to do something else for a little while.
She forgot her tactics.
And then probably remembered, oh, I'm in the 7th end.
Yeah. She wants to keep this blank, keep this clear.
Yep. Yep. Good.
She had a nice impact sound.
Yeah.
续都行。
So now we will just run through a couple of stones for the blank. Of course, there's always the possibility of a miss.
Well, we just had one. It's only a half shot there from Jinlin Liu.
3
OK，我，没事儿，几区都行。反正
She'll
投哪儿
put
他现在
that
投
card
都对了。
back up again.
Oh, easy. It's good.
I do love when they're on the center line.
Yeah.
Just a quick update on that. I guess it's bronze medal game. The place for third and fourth place between the two top Russian teams, Mozeva and Sidorova. That's all tied up at 4 each. There's no give there. We're going to fight that to the bitter end. That's great to have that kind of competition.
Oh, there's still some money to be won.
Right, absolutely, there's some money in that. Some bragging rights. Now it's really good for Russia to have two strong teams, and they've done really well here this weekend,
I'm
both
sticking around. I'm feeling normal.
making it to the semifinal. I think it's the first time we've had two Russian teams in the semifinal at a World Tour event. So, great stuff there.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. 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 Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Monica's
yep.
way.
Yep.
Yep, go, Mon.
Yep. 9-2. I was expecting bigger.
And here we go, as predicted. Running through the stones.
Pretty fierce competition in the women's side in this country, too.
Oh, there is. 3 teams battling it out for the top spot.
That's what we like to see. Good competition.
Definitely. I think it doesn't happen very often where we had our teams captured the world title 3 times in the last couple of years.
More weight.
Even 4. Depends how far back you go.
2012.
But I'm not sure whether the last one managed, but I think they never managed to go back and defend the title. We had switches always.
Nice sweep.
4 world titles with 3 different
With
teams.
3 different teams.
In the last 6 years.
Exactly.
And Kieran Sony never wasn't one of those.
9秒打定。
Who was the top ranked team on the world ranking from the Swiss side.
Yeah, so for the Swiss teams, it is actually really tough to get out of the country.
She'll be representing Switzerland at the Olympics, along with De Cruz on the men's side. Both those teams are at the Continental Cup at the moment, taking place in Canada. Oh, this has got to curl.
送太大了。
It's enough.
我没感觉出来大呀。
So I would predict the blank end here.
Yeah.
I'm going out on a limb though.
on tee is good. Well, anywhere really. Back house is good too. Still that same 90?
Sinclair has 2 rocks to play.
Line. Can't hurt it. Starting to curl. All the way, guys. Line's good. Don't injure yourselves. It's just fine.
Save it. Might need it for the last one.
Injure yourselves, but you know what I mean.
行，他刚才再来。
Last rock in this end for Wang. She'll be looking to hit this on the nose. Or make sure she keeps it in play. And she'll be hoping for a mistake from Sinclair.
Here we go.
So now Sinclair will want to clear this, keep the hammer going in the last. Chinese team will be hoping that she hits it on the nose and sticks.
Nice here.
Here we go, last rock of the 7th end.
Nope. Clean.
And mission accomplished. With that blank, 0 goes up on the board.
That's a beaut.
A score of 5-4 for Wang over Jamie Sinclair. American team has the hammer going into the last end. We'll be looking to make 2.
Exactly, and the Chinese, they will be probably gunning for the steal.
Or the force of 1.
It's always the question, what do you go for when you started out?
Yeah, that's right. At the start, it's a little. Which
After.
way we're going to have to watch it develop.
Exactly.
Don't force the opponent into 2. I think this will be a guard, huh? Jing Yima. Gets that guard on near or on the center line. Nice and close to the house.
Weight's still nice here. 2.5. Okay, in front of theirs.
Corner guard for Sinclair.
Line's good. Just 2. We're just going 2. Just even. I think we're fine.
Alex, a penny.
Now you can see how how those rocks really start to curl once they pass the center line.
Yep. Good sweep.
Nice corner guard.
Yeah, two very nice guards.
It looks like nothing.
Game on.
Yeah. Nice throw.
So obviously she can't remove the center guard. She could maybe split it.
Exactly. The problem is if she goes around it, then the play's in the middle, and she wants to play to the sides since she needs 2 points. But the draw is just too good. Need to do something in there, or split the guard.
Oops. Little wobble.
Yep. 7. Yep. Hard. Just 6. Hard, Vic.
The line's looking good.
Whoa.
Weight's looking good too.
Alex.
Oh. Some fine shots being made
very
here.
nice.
That's very better than I thought it would too.
Two good shots by Monica Walker.
Just a quiet hit. Maybe roll in. Yinglin Lui. Seconds first rocks. This is heavy and
Yeah, this needs to curl a lot.
she's sweeping this to get past. Or hit it hard enough. Well, Wazeva in the 7th drops a 3 on Sidorova to take a 7-4 lead. So Wazeva definitely looks like she's got Sidorova's number at the moment.
On that one.
It certainly
No,
does.
me neither, because it draws play to the middle.
No. We could.
We suck as we're even, right?
Can't be on top all the time.
No, you can't.
Been there up there for a while now, Sidorova.
It's behind the T line, but it forces them to make a choice.
Not every season is going to
You
go
can
your
definitely
way.
draw here. I'm just worried about.
And back in our game, the
I think it's too soon to.
American
to
team
lump
has a
them all
discussion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't
together.
know.
And it feels a little weird hitting
It
behind
does,
the T line.
but
I don't hate this as long as we're just top 8.
and honestly, a little shorts
Show a piece. Not the end of the world. It's really nice. I like that.
and tolerance is probably top 12 over top 4. You think?
There is a danger leaving that center guard there.
No, you probably got to be shot or they draw.
I think they'll sink one around.
Yeah.
Make sure you make get at least your 1 in the end.
Yeah.
Dangerous leaving that center guard out there.
I wouldn't mind taking it off.
No, I'd rip it.
It'll
I
run
mean,
from
you've
one.
still got one.
You've got corner guards. You've got rocks at the back of the rings. The chances of building up at 2 there are pretty good. The only thing that's saving the Chinese at the moment is that center guard.
Line's good.
Vicky Piersinger.
Yep. Fires a little goal. Line's good. Bit of room. On if any. Mon.
Just 5.
Line's good.
Oh, whoa, still going.
Line's
Still
real
going.
good.
Moving
Straight.
nicely now.
Fully. Easy, easy. Good.
Nice.
Nice shots.
Nicely placed.
直接旋进也行。
Little tap back.
对，14秒5，14秒5力量。
力量大就旋进。
Even the freeze is all right.
，OK，5区。这个没用啊。
This weight looks better than the last one.
Does, yeah.
踩要。哇。
Needs to curl a little bit.
Yeah, it's moving now.
下线，稍微。哇，不可。哇。OK。
Just overswept a bit.
Yeah. Or hit the back one.
Gotta be really careful hitting that yellow one now because you don't really want to move that red one off
No,
that
you don't.
position.
No.
They're just opening it up again for the Chinese.
Just hack.
If you clip the guard, I think that's okay.
And the thing is, you
you-
don't go too much up there.
Well, she said if you clip the guard, it's okay now.
Yeah.
I was getting a little nervous about the guard.
Yeah, 75. I like that.
Just hack. Close. Oh. Yep. Oh.
Go. Yep.
Alex, the other end.
Go. Good shot.
I didn't. I think it was good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Moves things around a bit, but the
Well,
center is open.
Now looks like Betty's going for the steal here. She's full out offense here. Playing with that center guard. Draw another one in there.
线路 OK， 只是力量。
Yansu.
OK， 下线。下线。嗨！下。嗨！
So, which turn do you think is easier to do that with, honestly?
I think the out will curl enough.
And if I just take it, I might jam on it.
I don't hate the in.
Either one. Oops. I kind of like the out because the roll's better. Play it with the out turn.
That's the thing.
This isn't going. It's just straight jamming here, so.
Okay, through the hole then. It looks smaller than it is.
You'll just get to nose, but that's fine.
Yep.
Back line.
Well,
I think I'm
you
just
could
going
take
a
off the
little more
guard
than that
now.
line.
I think I like hack.
Thing is, if you miss this shot, you're in big trouble. What she calls now.
Yeah, 2 inches more. That was good.
It's getting interesting.
I like that.
Easy.
Again.
Yep. Hard. Go hard. Well, hard.
Center guard is finally gone. Well,
We got a lot of
gone
rocks
for
for
now.
that one's gonna count.
I bet he'll be putting that guard back up again.
It's not bad, Alex.
I thought I outed it pretty good, so. But I feel like I'm outing them, and they're not necessarily going out as far as I think they are.
Last rocks for the third, the Chinese third.
下楼 OK。哦，3圈。
Trying to put that center guard back up again.
下线，下线，嗨，要嗨，哇，
Watch it doesn't over curl. And it comes to rest.
That's a good spot there. Could have
I
been a
think
bit
she would-
tighter.
I think she would have liked it a little tighter and a little more in the middle.
Hack.
Just easy hack. I still think that's the same weight we're looking for here, though. It runs. way
Alexander
better
Carlson
for so long.
ready to throw her last rock.
Makes a lot.
Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh. Yep. Whoa. Oh.
This one needs to curl quite a bit.
Vicky.
It's starting to move now.
It's got enough weight.
Oh, you're good.
Yep. Yep. Roll. Roll. Roll.
Roll.
No, you're good. Good shot.
Nice shot
Nice
there.
hit, guys. Yeah. I agreed the ice was a little tight. I was like, oh, it's not tight. I'm not.
下的时候有点大，那箱封上了。这个安利室来在这儿点。
Chinese are definitely committed to the steel now.
No choice there.
2 red rocks counting. They have that center guard.
Time to skip rocks now.
It's not light.
下线，
And it's starting to come down
下
now.
线，下带带。下线。嗨，一直下线擦，擦到停为止，嗨。
Good looking shot.
Go 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 go，嗨。
Nice sweep.
Yeah.
喝水杯。下真慢呢这次呀。我这还比你的那个点稍微缩了一点儿呢。然后完了还是下，还是直。
It's there.
You guys like going for it? And if I tick the guard, that's okay? I think a bit less than Alex's, though. Yeah. Like, I can throw just, like, between back line and hack. Just get it to here. Yep. Right? Yep. Just easy hack. I had you at edge.
So Sinclair's talking about
Good.
chasing that rock down and trying to pick it out with the out turn.
Yeah, and if you clip the guard, that's fine. Then
Well, I
it's
think if you take away the guard, what are the Chinese going to do?
Just
They'll
easy.
probably put the guard back up, and you still have the.
you've got the slash.
They got the slash on the left-hand side. If she
The guard's okay.
guard's really okay.
And it's the much easier shot.
She,
Because if you,
she was. She's trying to get at it directly. She doesn't. You just don't want to feather that guard, and not feather that guard. Move it to cover the red rock, and then another guard comes up, and then
Exactly.
you're in big trouble.
and then you've blocked your bailout shot.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Line's looking good.
Yep, go hard. Yep, go hard. Yep, go
Oh,
hard.
just
You got it.
passes the guard and picks it nicely. Great
Nice
shot.
one.
Yep.
再来一个，比刚才点再稍微小一点点。
Gutsy call.
Solid back line.
Great shot. Well, there's no doubt that the Americans will have enough red rocks in the house to score to win. The question is, will Betty now hide this rock again nicely, and will they get at that rock? Last rock for Wang here in the 8th.
擦一擦点小一点。
下线，下线，擦点线，hard out，点线，全力 out，hard
Gotta go hard.
hard out，
Oh, that's got run by the
Nice
guard.
out out。
Oh. Is it long? Oh.
没有没有，这个我点有点小。
So we're not sure who shot at the moment.
Take a look.
I'd say, I don't know. Very difficult to tell.
Yeah. I think it's us by. I don't know. I never look at this stuff. It's red. Like we're for sure half, and they're not half. Yeah, it's for sure us.
Okay.
Okay, shoes.
She's taking there, but
So now we know.
popped
There
hard
it
in
is.
the first
I
one.
think they've
I
got
think middle.
shot.
Because it does run better than the other side. And you don't need to bury, but you just need to get to center. Out of 14-1 on hers.
So straight draw for the win here for Jamie Sinclair. Come join that illustrious group of names that have won this over the last 50 years. The who's who in curling has won, women's curling has won this event.
Yeah, if you look at the list, it really all the legends are on there.
Yeah, so will Jamie Sinclair become another legend on this list of winners? Anniversary, 50th anniversary of the Bernese Cup. Needs to get full 4-foot.
Line's good. Wait if you can.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Roll. Gotta move a mile.
Got him curl.
Gotta move a mile.
Got to curl.
Never, never, never,
Nope. Nope.
Never.
Nope.
never.
Where is it? Is it going to stop? Is it going to get past the garden at the top? Oh no, she wrecks.
Well,
Well, that will put us, if red is shot, that'll put us into an extra end. We haven't had enough, have we?
no, we need some more.
I think they're going to measure just to be sure. The Americans were pretty sure they had the shot. Wow.
有道理。要是直接能分出来的话，
It's probably back line.
又假又假。
Just threw it up a bit. I think that was a little too much weight. The line would have been all right. I think it was hot.
Think so too, yeah.
要不然我又对不起这期。
I have no idea.
是站着的这个吗？
So measure for the win here for the extra end. So Carlson will take over the measurement duties. Should she get on the other side of that, that's better. Now if we can get the picture of the dial, we'd be fine. Well, we need to see the dial. Yes, it's red. As
Right.
expected. So, well, that's great.
The important thing now
Exciting
is
game here. Let's fitting to go to the extra end.
to refocus. Comes down to one end.
I think that's no problems for the teams at this level. They know what they got to do. So with that one here in the 8th, the hammer reverts. It's 5-5, all tied up. We move into an extra end. And Wang will have the hammer. Very exciting.
It is, yeah.
Monica Walker from Boston, Massachusetts. Throws the lead rock.
And as befits a final, the other games have finished. So it's just this game left on the ice. So you will see Shin Rima trying the help me out there. I'm just lost for words.
Just the tick shot.
The tick shot, yeah. Thank you.
So of course it's pretty clear tactics here. The Chinese will want to keep everything open. The middle open. She wants the weight of the forefoot with the last rock. And of course, Sinclair will be trying to put up guards and will be needing to steal. And there's a nice, we see here, that is the successful of that shot. Opens up the middle, and that was the point.
Does, yeah.
Monica Walker will be trying to replace that center guard.
Line's good, line's good. Hard, hard, hard. Yep, yep.
Just got it over.
So another tick shot.
This one needs to curl a bit.
Yeah, didn't get enough of it, no. But that guard is a little bit too long to be of any great use, so I think Sinclair will be trying to get another guard up there, but this time closer to the house.
Certainly agree. That guard only serves to guard the guard.
That would be the right one. But keep piercing her.
Just two. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Yeah, it needed to be
even closer, yeah.
It's not too bad, but there's a double possibility here to double these off. Ying Lin Lui. Ooh, calling it right away. Needs a good shooter. She gets both of them, but she does leave her own way up front. She wanted a little more action off her own rock. We see here that yellow rock is covering up a bit of the middle. Both these teams played in their 10th game and apparently didn't have enough.
So they decided to go to the extra.
So this is the third extra end for Wang. She's won 2 of the extra ends. Or every extra end game she's been in, she's won. Sinclair hasn't had one.
Wang, she going for the double?
Sure.
Think so.
This time trying to get a little more action off her shooter. If not, for sure get the long guard.
So now the opportunity for Jamie Sinclair to
need almost edge, James.
bury one.
Just because she's been throwing them and they come so hard.
She could throw up another guard.
We could throw the other turn if you want.
I mean,
She could, but the thing is, if the Chinese actually get their double, then you don't have any guards left.
right, that's why I thought it'd be that much weight.
Well, this guard would need to be just over the hog line, covering that guard to protect it. And this one needs to be in top of the 4-foot. Needs to be in steal position.
Line's good.
If it's off the 4-foot, it won't be that good.
Yep.
Line's really good, guys.
First logo, yep, Vic. Hard finish, go.
Line's
Hard,
looking pretty good.
hard, Vicky,
Doesn't
go,
have enough
go,
weight.
go, hard, keep going, go.
It's a little bit short. I'm not going to steal with that rock. So off comes the center guard now. And there's a double there too, but I think removing the center guard and making sure your shooter rolls out of the way, that's the main thing here.
Yep.
So the guard going up again.
Well, yeah. So you have to play a guard here. It's just your guard in a rock that's just not in the 4-foot.
Yep.
Just not good enough. That shot really needed to be in the 4-foot.
No, a lot of room then. No, around.
Still got a curl. Line's good.
Vic. Where are you guys? Vic.
Yep, keep going then.
Yeah.
Bit of miscommunication there. Well, they could have swept that in behind. They just... Skip was asking where was it. They had enough. Now they've set up a double. Mistake there. Definite communication error.
Oh yeah.
Players needed to tell the skip where that was. I gotta go hard. Keep it on the inside. And a great shot.
口拳感觉好像在这儿打不着似的。我这感觉成了点。
Of course, Moseva wins that third place against Sidorova. And the game's now finished, and that score was 7-4. She's going around the
Nice.
corner guard.
T-line. Line's good. Running nice. Got room.
No,
Just
never.
7. Nothing then.
And that may not stop in time either. Digging in now.
The thing is, you're not going to steal with
Well,
that
no,
either.
I think she should have been playing the center guard there.
Yeah, I agree.
They needed to play center guard.
That's the rock you can play with your last, if you have to.
Not going to steal it there. Full 8 foot to draw to with that shot. Betty will just come down and remove that. And then I don't know where Sinclair is going to go. She'll probably go behind one of the guards again. What Wang needs to make sure here is she doesn't clip it on the outside and roll her own shot into the middle and be behind the tee line. Doesn't want to give Sinclair anything to freeze to in the middle. Certainly doesn't want to hit the guard and that's looking all right. Doesn't want to roll to the middle though. Oh, didn't want that. At least it's way at the back. She's not looking at freezing at the back one now anyways. It's too far back.
A bit more.
There she is.
I mean, a bit more buried though. I don't know if you guarantee out counting. No.
Carlson was sweeping that to get it further back. Leave it up as high as you can.
Here, less ice. Okay.
Seems like,
Same weight.
I think they always had in mind to play behind the guard. But it's true, you could have left it.
Well, I don't know how far it would have gone, but
12.
still wouldn't have. Without center guards, it's really tough to steal, and then you're just hoping for a mistake. And Betty's been in some big games in her life, so she's pretty routine.
Line's good. Just 7. Nothing then.
Well, she want to make sure that she's making Betty throw her last rock, and it's looking like she doesn't even have to do that, and that's the win. With her Sinclair sliding through the rings, the champions of the 2018 50th International Bern Ladies Cup is called Wang, and it's fitting that another former world champion comes onto that list. And what a great run this team has had, 7 in a row now after having a slow start in this event. Great game by both teams, great tournament by both teams, and a fitting end. Well, fitting end, you would have liked to have seen Betty throw her last rock, but extra end.
But they
Final.
Yep.
Here we see final score 6-5. Hopefully you enjoyed the game and all the games you have. And if you missed any games, of course, you can go to our YouTube channel and still look at them. And those from the other events. Thanks to World Curl TV and the World Curling Federation to partnership with the World Curling Tour and this production. Polar HD. Great job, guys. Thanks a lot. And we'll see a quick review of this final, and then we will be saying goodbye until the next event. My name's Armin Harder. I've been here with Michael Schifferle. Thanks for sitting in the last two games, Michael.
It was a pleasure, Armin. Here we go, some highlights from the final. You see again the teams at the start, the US team and the Chinese team from Harbin. We saw a tight game in the beginning, second end.
Draw for 2 here from Sinclair in the second end. The third.
That's the third end, I guess. Nice clearing, and in the end, Jamie Sinclair had a good position on her stone. That's already further up.
And that's where she rolls out the steal in the fourth. And then we're now into the fifth. Draw for 2. And on to the 6th, which was a 2 for China. Free draw because of that rollout. That was the 2 points there in the 6th. 7th was blanked. The 8th was a force. That's just sliding too far. And Jamie Sinclair, with her last rock attempt there for 2 to win the game, just wrecks on that corner guard. And that will put us into an extra end. Not much there for Sinclair to hide, and her last rock just slides through the rings. But I think even if she does make that shot, Betty's got full 8 foot to draw to, and will probably be the same result. Congratulations to the Chinese team, which is also going to the Olympics, and wish them lots of luck. Thanks for watching in. This was the World Curling Tour coverage of the 50th International Bernese Ladies Cup. And with that, I wish everybody a wonderful Sunday, and thanks for looking in, and hope to see you again on one of our next broadcasts.